all the time.
We are family.
Outstanding effort again.
We're busting ours to kick yours.
That's big time.
-15.
Respect all, fear none.
Oh, did he belt that one?
Intensity is not a perfume.
It was a no-doubter.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
MASN All Access is brought to you by the Maryland Lottery. Play fast, play home run riches, walk-off winnings, progressive game for a chance to win the growing jackpot all season long. Welcome into the MASN All Access studios for the last breakdown of regular season play for the Orioles for the most impressive home runs in a month. We're looking at September. I'm Annie Claff along with Brendan Mortensen. Brendan, September for the Orioles was better than the rest of the season, but still had a long way to go and unfortunately missed out on the playoffs.
Yeah, I think September, if you are pointing to the good things that happened, it's probably a lot of starting pitching. It's the returns of Kyle Bradish and Tyler Wells and what those guys added to the team. But we're not talking about pitching today. Pitching is done. We're talking about home runs. Home runs are cool.
Yeah, home runs are exciting, and there was a very exciting stretch of time at the beginning of September when the Orioles won 3 straight series, including a series sweep over the Padres. So we'll start off with that first one, the Game 3 against the Padres, a 7-5 win with a Holiday home run, a Colton Cowser home run, Kobe Mayo home run, and Alex Jackson home run, all back to back to back for those last 3. But Kobe Mayo really showed out this September comparatively, probably his best month in his career.
Yeah, definitely the best month of his career. He hit .301, 5 homers, including that one in San Diego, and had a .941 OPS on the season. If you were looking ahead to 2026, Kobe Mayo is going to be an important piece of this team. Got about 85 games under his belt in 2025, probably more than most people expected. And we know that this guy has a ton of upside. He was considered by some to be a top 10, 15 prospect in the game at one point in his minor league career. He profiles at his best and at his peak upside as a 30-plus home run guy at the big league level. And if the Orioles can start to see that out of him going into 2026, they are going to be in really good shape in terms of what they need out of Mayo and from their lineup in general next year.
Really huge stuff from Mayo at the end of the season, and it's kind of the perfect time that you want to have your best month of the season, even though the Orioles are not in the playoffs, but hopefully that can continue into 2026 and into the offseason. But another game that he had a home run and the Orioles had 3 was on the home finale for the Orioles this year on September 25th. Kobe Mayo hit a home run, but also Dylan Beavers hit a walk-off winning home run for the Orioles, and he seemed to kind of slate that in his name to be a walk-off winner.
Yeah, Dylan Beavers has been the guy for the Orioles when it comes to walk-off wins. We've seen it from him. We've seen it from Samuel Basallo, another young Orioles rookie that has come up and really impressed. That bottom of the 8th homer from Mayo was huge, and then just a monster shot from Dylan Beavers in the bottom of the 9th. Almost got to Utah Street. I think it was just shy, right around the gate area. But it's interesting with Beavers. His swing is so quick and compact that sometimes it's surprising to see him hit a ball just that far, but he has that kind of power in him. And this was a really great season out of Dylan Beavers, a .775 OPS, 26 walks. He did struggle a little bit in the month of September, but we know in this league, when you start strong, pitchers are going to adjust once they start to have a book on you, what you are good at, what you are not as good at. So a lot of valuable lessons for Dylan Beavers to learn this season. There was a lot of good. There were a little bit of struggles down the stretch. And Beavers, when Beavers was a prospect, he was still highly regarded, but it wasn't spectacular numbers in 2024 in AA. He goes up to AAA, lights the world on fire, and then has a nice season at the big league level as well. So he has worked his way into the conversation as a potential starting outfielder for this team in 2026, and we'll see how he can counterpunch to that tough September.
Yeah, the bat translated immediately for the big leagues as well as the eye at the plate, but let's take a listen to what Dylan Beavers had to say after that walk-off shot.
That's 4 walk-offs, Dylan, for you and Samuel Basallo in the final month of the year. Congratulations on that. That's an insane way to end the home season. Do you realize what you just did?
Yeah, that was awesome. I've been getting beat a little bit deep, so just trying to get something out front, put a good swing on it.
Y'all were off of Kevin Kelly, man. Y'all were punching a lot of first pitches. I think Rutschman hit the first pitch, Mayo hits the first pitch, and you hit the first pitch. Was that with a scout report? Go up there and look for a heater and get after it?
I I think the rest of his pitches are pretty good. Tough to get to, so like my approach going in was look for that sinker. He's got a lower slot, so everything's kind of taken off up top, so look for a sinker, coming back down to the barrel, and that's what I got. I think everyone was being pretty aggressive early, though.
How do you strike the balance we've seen, Dylan, of being patient and also knowing when to attack on the first pitch? Because you had some deep at-bats today, too.
Yeah. In that situation, you obviously want the first guy of the inning there in the ninth to get on. So if it wasn't there for me to hit, I would have worked the count, try to get something to hit, or get on base any way possible. But I saw that first pitch pop up, and I was ready to go.
Beef, tell me this. What do you want to work on this offseason? I know not a ton of time in the big leagues, but it's been very productive.
Yeah.
What's a couple of things you really want to work on this offseason to get better for 2026?
I feel like I have a pretty good plan. The main thing, the low-hanging fruit for me is defense. I really want to improve out there and, impact the ball out there as well. So, continue to work on defense and trying to improve there. And then just be more consistent on the barrel in the box, which I think any hitter will say they want to improve on that, but just continue with what I'm doing at the plate.
When was your last walk-off home run?
College. Yeah, college.
Do you remember who you hit it against in college?
I remember the team. I don't remember the pitcher.
What team?
Cal Baptist.
All right.
Cal Baptist.
So compare,
midweek game?
No, it was a weekend series. It was during that COVID year.
Compare Cal Baptist to the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, I mean, this one's a lot more special, definitely. I think they're all awesome. It's a great feeling either way, but this one was really awesome.
Dylan, congratulations. Awesome way to end your first home year as a big leaguer, and we'll see you on the way to New York.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, congratulations.
Thanks.
Well, Brendan, the patience and the selectivity from Beavers is really admirable for what we've seen from him in his debut season, but going to be really exciting to see what he can do in hopefully a first full season, hopefully by opening day in 2026.
Yeah, he has shown a lot, and I think it's more than most people were anticipating. It was a great season at AAA Norfolk, but I think when you saw the promotions in Houston of Dylan Beavers and Samuel Basallo being a top 10 prospect in the game, that was the one that I think you pointed to, and probably most folks pointed to and said, hey, this is probably the guy that's going to hit the ground running. It ends up being Dylan Beavers. So we'll see how those two guys progress into 2026, but they're both going to be important pieces of this team.
Yeah, both Beavers and Basallo contributing to walk-off wins for the Orioles in a 14-11 record in September. So great note to end on, even if you're missing out on the playoffs. But that'll wrap things up here from us. I'm Annie Klaff along with Brendan Mortensen. And this show presented by the Maryland Lottery. It's brought to you by the Maryland Lottery. Play fast play, home run riches, walk-off winnings, progressive game for a chance to win the growing jackpot all season long.